Yo, what's up? In this video, this gonna be my NFL playoff predictions. I was I forgot about it. I was real busy yesterday, and it slipped my mind. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I still got a couple more hours before the game started. Now, it really ain't no dominant team in my eyes. Like, oh man, these teams gonna win the Super Bowl. But you know, the New England Patriots, by default, it look like they the strongest team. A lot of people say Pittsburgh, but the Patriots seem like they own Pittsburgh when it comes to the playoffs, with the exception of a couple of times. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the first round of the playoffs. A different landscape. With the exception of a couple of teams. These are all new teams, you know. The Titans at the Chiefs. Now, to be honest, I forgot the Titans were even existed this season. Okay. Now, when getting close to the end of the season, they show the teams in the hunt, and they got like the Titans and whatnot. But I never, I wasn't even thinking about the Titans going to the playoffs. But when I looked at the thing Monday, like the next day, well, when the playoff was set, rather Monday, I was like, the Titans. So my conclusion is a lot of teams lost, and this team won, this team lost, and they got in there. And then they played the Chiefs. The Chiefs were like one of the best teams in the league, like the first couple of games, like 5 games. Then they fell off. Then they got back up. Then they won that division. We were pretty competitive, considering the fact the Chargers and Oakland and whatnot. But they play each other today at 4:35. Now, like I said, I forgot the Titans exist this season. But I guess they were good enough to go to the playoffs. But the Chiefs look like they got it back together towards the end of the season. Because in the middle of the season, they look like a different team. So I got the Chiefs winning this game. And the next game, the night game, are going to be the Falcons versus the Rams. Now, the Falcons, they choked in the Super Bowl. And, they started off a little shaky, a little mediocre, then they ended, on a high note, I guess. And the Rams are like one of the surprise of the season. They got a new coach, and they always had a good offense on paper. And then everything finally clicked, and they one of the best teams in the NFC, And the Falcons, they still got Julio Jones and Matt Ryan and whatnot, but I think it's the Rams' time now, and the Rams, they're going to win. Like the Bills and the Jaguars, 2 teams where the Bills ain't been to the playoffs in like the early 2000s, And the Jaguars, I don't think it was that long, because I remember them going like a while back. But the last couple of years, the team was garbage. But they got Tom Coughlin in like a executive role or whatever, and he turned the team around. The team was kind of good last year. They ain't suck. But nevertheless, they bounced back, and they had a great season. And the Bills, they've been in the middle of the road pretty much the whole season, in my eyes. And they finally broke their playoff drought. It's going to be a good game tomorrow. Let me see. I got the Jaguars winning. The Falcons losing. Well, I got the Jaguars winning. The Rams winning, the Chiefs winning. I think the next game is it's the Saints. Yeah, the Saints and Panthers. Cam Newton, he bounced back from last year. And the team been pretty much steady. They've been losing some, they winning some. And the Saints, they bounced back from from their bad seasons or whatnot with Drew Brees. So this gonna be like the game of the week. Where the Saturday's games, let me see. No, the Falcons and Rams game gonna be the game I'm gonna be watching the most. And the Panthers and Saints, those like the best two games. But the best game of the whole weekend is gonna be the Panthers and the Saints. Now, the Saints, they handling business. The Panthers, they handle business. But I don't know. In a way, I want the Panthers to advance. But, my main thing is to seeing because Green Bay make it to the playoff, obviously. My main thing is who could beat the Patriots. Okay, that's the thing. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, any of these teams is good enough to beat the Patriots. Okay. I don't know. They're gonna be a tough. I don't know who to choose between the Panthers and the Saints. Let's see. I'm gonna pick the Panthers. Okay. I'm gonna pick the Panthers to win this game. So I got the Panthers, the Jaguars, the Rams, and the Chiefs to win week 1 of the playoffs. Okay. So those are my predictions. The overall season been pretty much with us, Green Bay been bad. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and they've been bad, and the surprises: the Rams, the Jaguars, the Eagles. Carson Wentz was on route to be the MVP of the season. He got hurt, so they probably give it to Tom Brady, the cheater, by default. Pretty much like they used to do Peyton Manning. If they don't have no clear-cut winner, they give it to Peyton Manning by default. So since Peyton Manning out of the league, it's gonna be Tom Brady. So Brady go win MVP. The Vikings, I think they just capitalized over Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. The Lions, they started off pretty good, then they fell under. The Cleveland Browns, they didn't win a game this season, Other surprise teams, Dallas missed the playoffs. Duh, I said this, The another surprising team in a bad way were the Oakland Raiders, I thought them boys, I said, well, Carr got hurt towards the end of the season, so last year. So, now with everybody healthy, they're going to bounce back and they're going to run the table. But that wasn't the case, Now they talking about John Gruden might coach the team, We'll have to see how that go. I wouldn't fire, when ain't Jack Del Rio, I wouldn't fire him because the team good, Just keep everything consistent. And the Giants, they gone, they were garbage. And Eli Manning, I think they probably go draft a quarterback this season. Well, this upcoming draft, I would, And, rumors about Belichick and Brady having a falling out, but there might be Belichick last year there, and people talking about the Giants or Cleveland Browns. I think he'll lean toward the Giants, if anything. If he might just retire, And the Steelers, they've been usual, but I just gotta see what they do when the playoffs come. That's the main thing I'm looking for. What do they do in the playoffs? Okay. I ain't even phased about what they do in the regular season. Can they beat the Patriots? Okay. What other teams? I already talked about the Patriots. The 49ers with the Patriots backup. They ended the season, they've been doing well since that trade. So that's a sign of things to come, I guess, if everything keep going right. The Seahawks, it pretty much was a down season from them. They were there to the end, but they failed to make the playoffs. The Bears, they suck. They fired the coach. They fired the Lions coach. Uh, what else? Trying to think of some other teams. The Colts, they fired their coach. Uh, Miami had a pretty good season, but they failed at the end. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much a quick summary of all the season. The Eagles, I don't know how far they gonna go with the backup, but it's unfortunate that Carson Wentz got hurt. I really wanted to see them like run the table, go to the Super Bowl. Like they were the best team until Wentz got hurt. I don't know. Hey, you never know. We saw crazy things happen in football. Backups turn into all-time greats and, whatnot. So anything could happen. If you don't make any mistake, they probably can go to the Super Bowl, the Eagles. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The Bengals, they had a down year, but, I think Marvin Lewis, they saying this was gonna be his last year, but it was something else about he might sign a contract extension. They ain't gonna never let Marvin Lewis go. He just need to win the playoff game. He ain't went to the playoff this year, but he been going. He been the best coach they had since like the 80s or whatever. Go as far as going to the playoffs and whatnot, and not being a complete joke. The Cleveland Browns, that's the joke. So what's gonna happen. Cleveland go fire their coach, they go fire their GM if they haven't already, and they just go start over for the 10th time. I don't know what's up with that. Usually you'll see teams that a couple years they'll bounce back or have better seasons. Like the Jaguars and but it just the Browns just historically sucked. Since I think they went to the playoffs in 2002 or 2003, ever since that bad season, I think one year they went 10-6, but they missed the playoffs, and so they've been a couple of years back. But it's gonna be an interesting football playoffs, especially in the NFC, because I don't see a clear cut favorite, and that kind of good. So you don't have no. Oh man, this team gonna go and whatnot. Now in the AFC, only one team I'm worried about is the New England Patriots. Okay, that's it. I hope they don't go. I hope some team upset them and beat them. Okay, but those are my thoughts. I give you my second round picks. Whenever that day come. Well, next week I guess. So next weekend rather. So with that said, that's it.